Times Square has come to a standstill. Tourists, locals, even the guys in the Elmo costumes, everyone is frozen, necks craned upward. Every single billboard, every massive LED screen that usually flashes ads for Coke or Broadway shows has been hijacked. They're all showing the same thing, a live feed. The resolution is so crisp I can see the shimmer of tears in Quinn's eyes. The setup screams Xavier. I recognize every detail. For the last few months of his recovery, while he was relearning how to walk, he was sketching this, obsessing over it. He even designed the fireworks display himself. I remember the night he showed me the dress. His fingers, cold as ice, had gripped the back of my neck. His thumb traced the sensitive skin there, making me shiver. What's your favorite flower, Sadie? He asked, his voice low, intimate. Hyacinths, I whispered, but the screens towering over me are exploding with red roses. An ocean of them. And the woman standing in the center of that crimson sea isn't me. It's Quinn, his ex, the celebrity fashion designer who's been gracing magazine covers while Xavier was learning to hold a spoon again. I tilt my head back, watching calmly. On screen, Xavier drops to one knee. The black velvet box in his hand snaps open. The diamond inside catches the light, blazing like a supernova. I slip my hand into my coat pocket. My fingers brush against the cold, plain band I bought. Compared to that rock, mine is a joke. A piece of scrap metal. Oh my god. A girl next to me squeals, clutching her friend's arm. That's Xavier Sterling, the CEO. He looks so hot with his hair slicked back like that. They used to call him the Playboy of Manhattan, but look at him now. He's down bad. I heard when he was paralyzed for 2 years, Gwen dropped everything to take care of him. Her friend gushes. It's like a fairy tale. True love wins. I rub my wrist silently. The skin there is raised, a jagged, silvery scar. A souvenir from the time I caught Xavier when his dead weight was too much for his atrophy-weakened legs. Back then, Gwen wasn't nursing him. She had broken up with him via text and flown first class to Milan to find herself. The crowd holds its breath. The climax is here. On the screen, Gwen looks down at the man kneeling before her. She does that perfect, camera-ready choke-up. Yes, she sobs. I will. Xavier slides the ring onto her finger. He stands, towering over her, and pulls her in for a kiss that looks like it belongs in a movie. Boom. Fireworks erupt over the Hudson, timed perfectly to their lips meeting. It's not just New York watching. The whole country probably is. That Xavier, when he wants something, he makes sure the entire world knows it belongs to him. The crowd goes wild. The girl next to me is vibrating with excitement. She grabs my wrist, right over the scar, and squeezes hard. They are so perfect together, aren't they? Pain shoots up my arm, sharp and familiar. I force a smile. Perfect. She sees my face, pale, drained of blood, and realizes she's hurting me. She lets go, her mouth opening to apologize, but I've already turned away. I walk through the cheering crowd, the sound of applause washing over me like static. Behind me, the screens show them deepening the kiss. The world is celebrating their love. I stop next to a grimy metal trash can on the corner of 42nd Street. I crouch down, pretending to tie my shoe, just to breathe for a second. The air smells like roasted nuts and exhaust. I stand up. I pulled a dull, wide ring from my pocket. It's ugly. It was too big for him anyway. Thank God. I don't need to keep it anymore. I drop it. It lands on a pile of greasy wrappers with a dull thud. My heart rate doesn't even spike. I've never felt this calm. Not a single tear falls. From this moment on, the debt to the Sterling family, the debt to Xavier, it's paid in full. I got fired. Well, escorted out is the polite term. I used to have my own office on the top floor, right next to the CEO suite. Now, I don't even have a desk. Brenda from HR shoves a cardboard box into my arms. Sadie, this is everything from your desk. She looks around nervously, then lowers her voice. Mr. Sterling gave the order personally. The severance package is huge, though. You should just go. She's being nice. I know Xavier. He didn't say let her go. He probably said, get her the hell out. Probably while leaning back in his leather chair, looking bored, like I was a fly he'd finally swatted. I grip the box, the cardboard digging into my palms. As I walk past what used to be my office, I see why I was evicted. It's already been gutted. It's Quinn's lounge now. Sketches and fabric swatches are scattered everywhere. And on the wall, where my meticulous schedule for Xavier used to hang, every physical therapy appointment, every medication time, every meeting, there's a massive blown-up photo of them. Xavier and Quinn, looking intimate, untouchable. I look down. My knuckles are white against the cardboard box. I take a breath. I let go of the tension. Whatever. It's over. I stumble. The cardboard box hit the pavement, spilling my life across the concrete. The crowd is too dense, too chaotic. A sharp pain explodes in my right hand. I look down. A stiletto heel has just driven into the back of my hand, grinding skin against bone. The woman doesn't even notice. She, like everyone else, is surging toward the black SUV pulling up to the curb. I bite my lip to keep from crying out, cradling my throbbing hand against my chest. Through the wall of paparazzi, I see them. Gwen is clinging to a man's arm. She loves red. That crimson dress makes her look like a flame in the gray city, but the man beside her burns brighter. Xavier hates crowds. I can see the tension in his jaw, the way he turns his head away from the flashing lights. Yet, his arm is wrapped securely around Quinn, shielding her from the chaos. A reporter shoves a microphone into Quinn's face. Ms. Jeong, the proposal has been trending #1 for a week. As the woman who won Xavier Sterling's heart, how does it feel? Quinn smiles. It's perfect. Practiced. I feel so lucky, she says, her voice trembling just enough to sound sincere. That during the 2 hardest years of his life, I was the one by his side. Xavier Sterling, the golden boy of New York, born at the summit, except for those 2 years after the crash, when he was paralyzed, when the world turned its back on him and treated him like a broken toy. Anyone has more right to say that sentence than Quinn. She didn't just leave. She hopped on a private jet to Milan before the doctors even finished the surgery. I was the only one left in the wreckage. It is a blatant, disgusting lie, but Xavier doesn't correct her. He looks down at her, and his expression softens. He looks happy. He accepts the lie because he wants it to be true. He looks at her like a wildfire finally finding its river. Shutters click furiously. The press is eating up this moment of true love. Then, Xavier turns his his head. His gaze cut through the crowd, over the heads of the reporters, and locks onto mine. His eyes are ice cold. I don't look away. I stand there, amidst my scattered belongings, and I smile. It's a small, faint thing, but it's real. I feel light. Xavier frowns. Confusion flickers across his face. Actually, I am lucky too. I'm lucky that for those 2 hellish years, I was the one there. Because now, the debt is paid. Every last cent. My Uber keeps canceling. I crouch on the curb, pressing a hand into my stomach. The stress, the lack of food, my blood sugar is crashing. My stomach feels like it's twisting into knots. The hand that got stepped on is swelling up, angry and red. Blood is smearing onto my sleeve. Quinn really is special to him. I've known Xavier for years, since we were kids. He's been linked to models, actresses, heiresses. But Quinn is the only one he ever claimed publicly. It makes sense. A second chance romance. The world loves a reunion. A horn blasts in front of me. I look up. A sleek black car has pulled up to the curb, inches from my knees. The tinted window rolls down slowly. Xavier. He's tapping his fingers on the steering wheel, looking bored. Stomach acting up again? He asks. My eyelashes flutter. He lets out a short, cruel laugh. His eyes are full of mockery. You deserve it. I lower my gaze. It's like we've traveled back in time. 2 years ago, this was how he treated me. He used to tell me that my existence was an act of charity. I finally get it. The softness, the dependence he showed me while he was recovering. It was all an act. He was just terrified I would leave him to rot in his own filth. I don't answer him. Behind me, the click-clack of heels approaches. Quinn hurries past me, opening the passenger door. Xavier, baby, sorry I'm late, she coos, sliding into the seat. Those reporters are vultures. You shouldn't have walked ahead. You could have blocked them for me. She reaches for her seatbelt and turns her head. She sees me. Her voice dies in her throat. Her face goes pale, the color draining right out of her cheeks. She turns back to Xavier, her voice rising in panic. Xavier, drive. We're going to be late for the gala. Xavier frowns, sensing her shift in mood but not understanding why. I swallow the pain in my throat. I look up at him. This is it. The last time we will ever speak. I watched the live stream. I say softly. The setup. It was even more beautiful than the drafts you drew. Except for the roses. But everything else was perfect. I pause, letting the words settle in the air between us. I hope you two have a long, happy life. The smile wipes off Xavier's face. His hand, resting on the open window frame, tightens. Visibly, the tendons in his forearm strain against the skin, turning bone white. Like he's hearing a curse instead of a congratulation. The platinum wedding band on his finger catches the street lamp's glare. It's blinding. I lower my eyes. I can't look at it. I can't look at the way he's looking at me. Xavier. Quinn's voice cuts in, soft, but laced with impatience. It's getting late. Don't waste your breath on irrelevant people. A shadow falls over me. Sadie, Xavier says. His voice is low, vibrating with a threat I don't understand. You're going to regret this. He waits for a reaction. I give him nothing. He scoffs, a harsh, jagged sound. The engine roars to life. He slams his foot on the gas, and the black car tears away from the curb, tire screeching against the asphalt. I look up, watching the taillights bleed into the traffic. He drives like he used to when he raced supercars. Aggressive, reckless. Even when I wish him well, he gets angry. The man is sick. But regret? No, not this time. My Uber is never coming. I accept my fate, ready to limp to the subway, when my phone buzzes against my palm. One message. Where are you? I hesitate. My thumb hovers over the screen. Then, I send the location pin. 30 minutes later, I'm sitting in the back of a plush, leather-seated SUV. My arm is extended, stiff and awkward. Reed is leaning forward, his eyes lowered, focused entirely on my hand. He's cleaning the wound where the stiletto pierced the skin. He glances up. His gaze is dark, unreadable. Hurt? I flinch as the antiseptic stings, my spine snapping straight. I shake my head. Reed lowers his head again. He blows gently on the raw skin. The breath is cool, a stark contrast to the burning throb in my hand. My fingers curl instinctively. I widen my eyes. I said it doesn't hurt. Reed releases my wrist slowly. Didn't hear you, he drawls. It feels like treason. I'm sitting with the enemy. For as long as I've been Xavier's shadow, Reed has been his nemesis. From fistfights in boarding school to hostile takeovers in the boardroom, they've been at each other's throats. Especially during the 2 years Xavier was paralyzed. Reed nearly dismantled the Sterling Empire piece by piece. Technically, I have nothing to do with Xavier anymore, but old habits die hard. The guilt sits heavy in my gut. Reed leans back into the leather seat, looking effortlessly relaxed. There's a gala tonight, he says, examining his cuffs. I need a +1. I look down at my bandaged hand. Is Xavier going to be there? I stare out the window. It takes a long time for me to speak. If you're trying to use me to get under Xavier's skin, you're going to be disappointed, I say softly. He doesn't care about me at all. I'm just stating facts. Reed is idly toying with a silver Zippo. Click. The flame flares up, illuminating the sharp angles of his knuckles. We'll see about that, he says. I turn to the window, watching the city blur past. A bitter smile touches my lips. I'm thinking about Xavier at 17, standing in the courtyard, surrounded by his rich friends, laughing with that cruel, careless arrogance. Sadie, he scoffed, loud enough for everyone to hear. I could never like Sadie. Reed is a perfectionist. I'm standing on a podium in a high-end boutique, exhausted. We've been here for an hour. He's rejected a dozen couture gowns. Too frilly, too plain, too much. I didn't want to go to this gala, but I owe him. When Xavier kicked me out of the Sterling mansion 2 weeks ago with nothing but the clothes on my back, it was Reed's grandmother, Edith, who took me in. If Reed wants a date, I'll be his date. The attendant brings out a dress that looks like a galaxy woven into silk. Silver, shimmering. I step out of the dressing room. Reed looks up from his phone. He freezes. His eyes travel up from the hem to my face. His Adam's apple bobs. A slow, heavy swallow. That the one, he says. His voice is rougher than before. I turn to the floor-to-ceiling mirror. My breath hitches. The girl in the reflection is a stranger. For years, I've been the background character. The gray blur behind Xavier's brilliance. Plain, invisible. But the woman in the mirror is radiant. I reach out, my fingertips brushing the cold glass, as if checking if she's real. Reed steps up behind me. I see him in the reflection.